Although the idea for the wedding weekend wasn't mine, as soon as Martha mentioned it, I jumped at the idea of making this a signature event for St. George's 225th anniversary. St. George's holds a very special meaning for me and my family. My grandmother grew up at St. George's and attended services several times a week with her family. I have all of the letters that she and my grandfather wrote to each other when they were courting some 80 years ago, and it's very apparent just how important St. George's was in their lives. So, in 1941, my grandmother walked down the aisle to greet my grandfather at the altar to exchange their wedding vows. Several years later, my mother walked down this same aisle to my father waiting eagerly here at the same altar. Although my husband John and I both attended Anglican churches in the North End as children, there was no question that I, too, would follow my mother and grandmother down this very aisle when the time came for us to be married, and here we are. I can only hope that our daughter Anna will want to follow in these same footsteps many, many, many years from now. I will offer her the same advice that my mother gave me, and I'm certain her mother gave her. This aisle is longer than you think. I know that my story is just one of the many in terms of family, love, and traditions shared within these walls over the past 225 years. I mentioned my parents earlier, and so, when my parents walked down this aisle, it was May 13th, 1967. And for those of you doing the math, that will make this May 13th my parents' actual 50th wedding anniversary. They will be renewing their vows, along with John and I and many others, and we would invite you all to consider doing the same.